going on, Patriots fans? On this episode of Patriots Today by Chat Sports, I want to hear from you guys, the people of this channel. Answer your question. Let's talk about maybe who should be starting at quarterback, how the defense is shaping up. Do we think the Patriots will win the AFC North? No, but these are questions that I really want to talk to you guys about. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Allie Barefoot. And if you guys want to have more conversations outside of YouTube, go on ahead, follow me on X at AR Barefoot. I post the latest Patriots news, Patriots memes, highlights. I'll give you guys a shout out as well. I've got about 1,300 followers on Twitter, and I would love to have more Patriots fans on my timeline. DM me, let's talk about it, but follow me at AR Barefoot. Coming in with a real one, Boston Bob followed me from Celtics Today to Patriots Day here at Chat Sports, and he said, Allie, the Bengals defense pressured Brissett quite a bit on Sunday. Should we come out against the Hawks and establish the run or go right after their young corners? My initial thought wants to be go after their young corners, but Gerard Mayo already specified that they are going to be a run-first offense this year. And with how Jacoby Brissett has been leading the offense, and that's coming from center David Andrews, another veteran, a captain, saying the leadership is what we needed in the backfield on offense for all these years. So I think they're going to stick with Ramondre Stevenson. I'm not mad about it. This man was a bruising back, smash mouth football, and I do think that Jacoby Brissett is going to be blitzed a lot. I think they're going to be bringing that pressure consistently. They got 9 quarterback hits on Bo Nix against the Broncos in week 1. So I don't know how much time Jacoby Brissett is going to have to completely lay that rock in some 30-yard pass upfield into Jalen Polk's hands. If it happens, I'm all for it. But I would stay on the ground, stick with Ramondre Stevenson, but it's good to know that if he does want to test the passing game, their corners are a little inexperienced. Coming up next here, I got Chris Kiley coming in saying, here's my question. Is it possible the Patriots trade for left tackle before the deadline, or will it not be until the draft? If a trade, who are some potential targets in the last year of a deal? Victoria is still available and costs nothing, 1-year performance deal. Left tackle is obviously a huge hole right now, knowing they started Chuck Okorafor, and then Gerard Mayo actually took out Okorafor, benched him in the second half of week 1, put Verdarian Lowe there and said, look, Okorafor, he's a good guard, but maybe he's just not what we need at tackle right now. So I do think that left tackle is going to be something that if I was at least Elliott Wolf, I would be looking at by the trade deadline. I know there were several instances where they called about some left tackles in the offseason, but they could always still pick up a free agent and see how that plays out. But so far in week 1 alone, just from week 1, allowing Jacoby Brissett to only get hit once and having one of the NFL top leaders in sacks last year in Trey Hendrickson not even touch Jacoby Brissett, I think that's a pretty good protection right there. Not saying it's going to hold up for the next 17 weeks, but as of right now, I'm not as frustrated with the offensive line as I thought I would be, but we've got plenty of more games to go into. Cobra Kyrod coming in. When should Drake Maye start? This is the real question, right? Everybody wants to know when the rookie's going to get in. But Cobra Kyrod says, I think he should start week 5 against the Dolphins, especially with Tom Brady commenting the game. Although, I would love to see Tom Brady actually in the Patriots uniform on the field. Yeah, it would be cool to have Tom Brady talking about his former team, but I know Gerard Mayo is not going to respectfully give a shit about that. And I normally am on that wave of week 5 and after is when Drake Maye can start. Because you got to think, Seahawks is Sunday. Then you have the Jets in primetime. Then you have the Niners. Then you've got the Dolphins. There's a lot of game to play between week 2 and week 5. And I do think Jacoby Brissett is doing exactly what he needs to do in the 1 year that he'll be in a Patriots uniform. And that's give Maye some time. You saw how much pressure Jacoby Brissett had to swallow in week 1. And I do believe that a rookie needs to feel that pressure before he just magically becomes a starter in year 2. I think that's how he gets better. But week 5, I think, is the earliest he would start for the Patriots. And I don't hate it against Miami. Knowing they've got a lethal offense, you're going to need some big plays from Drake Maye's arm, but you're also going to need a conductor on offense. And we did see that in the preseason from Maye. We've also seen it pretty efficiently in a real game from Brissett in just 1 week. So my question now to you guys is, when should Drake Maye start? A lot of you guys have said week 5. Hell, my boyfriend even said don't even put him in there until week 13, the earliest. I think that's too late, but Once again, Jerod Mayo doesn't want to put Drake Maye in a situation that's going to harm him or it's going to set him up for failure. And Brissett did a good job. So far, I don't want to mix anything up on the offense from what I saw in week 1. But time will only tell. Coming in here as well with the Connolly family, saying after seeing week 1 and seeing Caleb and Jaden struggle a bit, do you think it was a good idea to sit Drake for at least 1 week? I'll tell you what, he really did. A lot of rookies did struggle in their first week. I mean, you can even throw Bo Nix in there as well. That is somebody that just didn't do well pairing up against a top defense like the Seattle Seahawks. But I think it's a very different situation. I think that all teams are very different. You got the Chicago Bears obviously had the first pick because they were ass last year. I do think Caleb Williams struggled, but it could have just been rookie jitters. I'm not saying whenever Drake Maye goes in the game, he's not going to look like Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. Hell, if he looked like Tom Brady out there in his prime, then we can have a different discussion. But I will be honest, it did make me feel a little bit better that we won that ball game off of a veteran quarterback than a rookie quarterback. I think that he just needs a little bit more time to develop, not so much his game, but just develop his surroundings. Get the feel for the game. It's very different from college, but if Brissett's not doing bad, I guess don't fix what's not broken. Don't fix what's not broken. They're 1-0. I mean, that sounds good enough for me. But before I jump into my last question here on my mailbag, I do want to tell you guys real quick about our sponsor on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I'm talking about Game Time. If you guys are looking for the easiest way to get tickets and the cheapest way to get tickets to your game, your comedy show, your concert, go on ahead, download the Game Time app. I use Game Time for anything that I need a ticket to get into. I have gone to see several country artists like Zach Bryan. I've gotten to see Chris Stapleton. And I even had to, unfortunately, go see a Cowboys game because we are here in Texas. My boyfriend's a big Cowboys fan. It causes a lot of issues on Sundays. But I even went to a Cowboys game. It was a pretty good game, but I got tickets. My boyfriend literally thought I robbed somebody because these tickets were so affordable for a primetime game against the Detroit Lions in December. But that's a secret. I just use Game Time with the lowest price guaranteed, and the fact that you will have a last-minute ticket deal makes it even better. And if you want to see a panoramic view of your seats before you buy it, Game Time has it all. The last-minute deals on tickets right up to the start of the event, and even after an hour after it starts, you can still get these deals. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. If you guys want to go ahead and get started, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Do you think the Pats have any chance of winning over 5 games with their impressive Week 1? Michelle, I have actually taken a lot of heat on social media because my prediction was a loss against the Bengals. Naturally, they had the 3rd pick in the NFL draft. They're in a rebuilding year. They've got all new coaches. Why would I think they would come out and beat the Bengals? Honestly, am I happy they did? Hell yes. Do I want more? Absolutely. But seeing them now in a full NFL setting, I have 2 thoughts. Number 1, either the Patriots are a lot better than I had seen in the preseason and in training camp, or 2, they just played the best game of their year. And God, I hope it's not 2. Knowing that they do have a pretty tough schedule coming up after week 2, and you can even consider the Seahawks maybe a tough contender. They've got the Jets, they've got the Niners, they've got the Dolphins. It's going to be they got the Texans. They've got a long stretch of tough opponents, but I do believe that somewhere towards the back half of the season, you got the Bills twice, you got the Cardinals, you got the Colts. I do think that they could end up pulling out more than 5 games in this season, and maybe not have to settle for a top draft pick like a Travis Hunter. That's not settling, but you know what I mean. Settling for the first pick in the NFL draft. So hopefully they're not throwing the season away, and Jerod Mayo's era is just getting started. But my last question here for you guys is, more or less, Patriots will win 7 games. Type M for more, type L for less. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think the Patriots will pull out a successful season. Last but not least, hit me up on X at AR Barefoot. Talk to me about Patriots stuff off of YouTube. Go on ahead, follow me, Twitter, X, whichever, latest Patriots news, memes, highlights, and I'll even give you a shout out.